Yeah, historians, are not used to writing I look at this book as a sort of, not only a historical exploration of why evangelicals came to Trump, right? Taking the long view, so to speak, thinking about, the last 50 years or maybe even the last 250 years, right, about American evangelicalism. So we tend to take the long view, why things happened the way they did. But I also see this book as writing from the kind of, whether it be the center or not, I'm not sure, but this sort of evangelicalism, right? I am an evangelical Christian, and so it is a piece of sort of social criticism, right, or political commentary, if you will. And I've never written a book like that. Historians kind of like to lay out kind of what happened, and then you draw your own conclusions, right? Hopefully we trigger your moral imagination or your political sensibilities in some way, and then you do something with you go do something, right? You decide what to do with the information you have. This is very different because I am actually being somewhat prescriptive in the book. So is it a work of history? I've been asked this, is it a work of history? In a sense it is, because again, I'm trying to understand what are the long-term patterns that led 81% of American evangelicals to vote for Donald Trump in 2016. What were the factors, right? Social, cultural, economic factors that led to this. And I actually trace this all the way back to, say, the 17th century, right? But then, I'm also kind of suggesting that this may have been a bad decision for evangelicals, or evangelicals were not kind of true to their own identity by throwing their support behind this person. So that's been the struggle, thinking about how to do a kind of historically inflected piece of social criticism, right? Or using the past to kind of promote some kind of ideal, political statement about my tribe, right? Evangelicals and how they've responded to politics.